This video is going to explain Renko charts, how to access them on TradingView, and a basic understanding of what they mean. In our Help Center and on our YouTube channel, we have some more complex content. Go check that out. But the first thing you're going to observe here is that in our chart type menu, we have Renko selected. And once we have Renko selected, we can see these very crystal clear boxes on the chart. And the boxes are connected, but they are never side by side. They are quite literally either stepping upward or stepping downward, and there's a reason for that we will explain. Now, each box is essentially constructed based off of a trading range or an average true range that you define. So if we double click on this Renko chart, our chart settings will open, and we can see here that we can change naturally the color of our Renko bars or our Renko squares as needed, up bars and down bars. But what you really want to pay attention to is where it says box size assignment method, because this is how the boxes are created in the first place. So right now we have traditional selected and we have box size 5. So traditional and 5. Now we are looking at a chart of Google, and because it's set to traditional and 5, that means $5. So $5, each box size that you're looking at is created once the price movement of Google either breaks out of a $5 range up or downward. So what we're going to examine is we're just going to look at that on this box here. So this box, if you look at the very high here, is about 165. And if we go down to the very bottom, it is about 160. It is a $5 range. So if Google or Alphabet, we're looking at a chart of Google, G-O-O-G-L, also known as Alphabet, if it trades outside of a $5 range, the new box will be formed. But the reason why this box was formed upward and not downward is because it means that it broke out to the upside of that $5 range. Thus, the box was now formed here, and it was created $5 upward because it climbed upward, and then the next box was created because it climbed upward. Now, another important thing to notice here is look at our mouse here and the time it's on. It says Friday the 17th of May. If we go to the left at the next box, it says Friday the 26th of April. Then Friday the 26th of April. Friday the 26th of April. Monday the 1st of April. Well, that's quite interesting. What is explaining that difference in time intervals? Well, the key thing here to know is that these Renko boxes are not created based on time. Time is essentially irrelevant. New boxes are only created when they break out of the assigned box assignment method that you've created. In this case, we have traditional and 5. Keep in mind that we can create boxes based off of different data points. We can do ATR, or average true range, or percentage LTP. The choice is ultimately ours. So if we do ATR, average true range, in 14, you'll actually notice, so let's change this to 3, you'll notice that our boxes and the quantity of boxes changes pretty dramatically, as does the dates. We can see that there are just more boxes now in April and in May just by changing that simple calculation method. Let's go ahead and go back to traditional. Let's adjust this to 3. So now a box is created every $3 and click OK. Once again, the data changes. So why are Renko charts important and why should you explore them? Remember, Renko charts are a chart type that can be found down here at the bottom. Well, Renko charts are important because of the crystal clear trends that they create. In fact, what's very interesting about Renko charts is that they very rarely, for example, do green, red, green. Actually, it's usually a consecutive green box that is created. And the whole point of this is that you can try to follow some of these trends once a new green box is created or once you spot multiple green boxes and try to ride that trend. But keep in mind that the trend is only created based off of the specific box sizes that you define, so there naturally is going to be some selectivity based off of what you select, perhaps randomness. But if you're looking for a specific price move that you think defines a new trend, go ahead and type that into your box size, have your correct box size assignment method created, and then go from there and utilize the chart to your needs. So another very important thing to keep in mind here is that the boxes, once again, are never going to be side by side. They're either stacked upward of each other like this, or they're stacked downward of each other like that. And that is simply because each new box is created at the low depending on the range it breaks out of that, once again, you are defining right here with these two options. Now, to wrap up this video, just like any other feature or chart type on TradingView, you have the capability to customize the colors as such. For up bars, down bars, projection up bars, and projection down bars, you can also add specific wicks to your Renko chart type as well. And naturally, you can change the price source as well. So the important thing here is that where do you want the data to be calculated from? In fact, we can see that changes the chart significantly. You can have your Renko charts calculated based off of the closing price or the open high low close. The choice is yours. Now, obviously, the close is going to be a different adjustment here because it's essentially your box size being calculated from the closing price rather than an open high low close, which includes many more data points. We're going to keep this to close for now because it's the default option. And in future videos, because of the complexity of this tool, we're really going to drive into some examples and also even how you can draw on Renko charts. Because sometimes drawing channels or using trend lines to draw these channels is rather fun because when they break, it's a really easy break to see because naturally the next box is always going to be either downward or upward depending on where it breaks above or below the range that you've set. So we hope that you enjoyed this video, and the cornerstone of this video was to give you an introduction to Renko charts so you have enough information to get started, and in future videos we're going to dive even deeper into these advanced chart types and give you some additional explainers about the capabilities you have. But for now, you have a basic understanding of Renko charts and you can go get started right this instant.